So I'm going to start off just by lightly buffing the surface area of the whole nail, and I'm using my little nail on a little stick. And then I'm just going to dust off any excess dust, and with a midnight black I'm going to pop that all over the nail. Then that's going to go in the LED lamp to cure for 30 seconds. And once that's done, I'm just going to put another coat on and repeat that with curing it for 30 seconds again. Then I'm going to get a little bit of tin foil and just pop a little bit of white in there. And then with a Nailart brush, I'm going to just start mapping out the basic shape of a skull. And I even had to get a picture up for this, how stupid. I forgot what a skull looks like. I always struggle with things like that. But it sort of gets there in the end, the shape of it. And then I'm going to go over certain areas just to begin to make it into a raised sort of picture. It's really difficult to see in this light, but each time I'm putting some more on, I'm going to cure it and then put another layer on and cure it, and I'm going to make more bits poke out more, like around the eyes. So you can sort of see in this angle, above the eyes and around the eyes and the nose and the teeth and that, I want to be more poking up. So the more layers I put on, the more raised it is, if you just keep curing it in between each layer. And then on top of that, I'm going to put the No Cleanse top coat all over and going around the skull first, and then with a thin coat going over the skull, and then really make sure I get into all the little areas, and that helps by using a little nail art brush as well. So that's been fully cured for a minute. I'm just going to get the chrome powder, and with a very little bit of it, I'm just going to rub that all over the surface area of this nail, and then using a sponge to get into all the dents and indents, and I don't know what you call them, indents, I don't know. And that's the final look. I'm going to top coat them all at the end. So going on to the next one, I'm going to get a white and just pop that all over the surface area of the nail, cure that for 30 seconds, and then do another coat. Cure that again for 30 seconds, and then top coat that with a No Cleanse top coat. And cure that for a minute just to make sure it's fully cured. Then with 2 little bits of masking tape, you can use any sort of tape for this, I'm just going to make a little triangle shape in the top left hand corner, and this is going to make the blade of a knife. So with the chrome powder, I'm just going to rub a little bit into that little triangle that I made, and then put a top coat on top of it so it's all ready to cure. But before I cure it, I'm just going to peel off those bits of masking tape, and then you can fully see the little triangle there. And now that's all ready to be painted on. So I'm going to get some black, and I'm just going to outline that knife. And then with red, I'm just going to add some blood onto it. So I'm going to go along this blade of the knife, and then just add some drips coming all the way down from it, and a big old splatter at the bottom. And sorry for that hair, I don't know where that's come from. It's probably a dog hair. And then cure that, and then I'll top coat that at the end as well. So going on to the next one, an orange. I'm going to put this neon orange all over the nail and then cure that for 30 seconds. Then with the second coat, I'm only going to do it halfway, because on the bottom I'm going to get this dark red colour and pop that on the bottom half. And then I go out of screenshot for this because I'm not very good at doing that, but with my little nail art brush I'm swishing it back and forth, and this helps blend these 2 colours together to create a slight ombre look. So once that's cured, I can go in with the No Cleanse top coat and just pop that all over there. Cure that again for a minute, and then I can get the chrome powder and rub that all over the surface, and then you get a really slight ombre effect underneath it. I'm just using a sponge just to get rid of the excess dust. Then I'm going straight in with a black just to outline the shape of a pumpkin, and then I'm going to cure that for 30 seconds, and then I'm just going to do the inside of the pumpkin. So I'm just going to outline the eyes and then the mouth. I couldn't really fit a nose in there. And then cure that again, and then I'm just going to colour in around these areas with the black. Cure it, and then just to make it more opaque, just get one more coat of that on. And then that is the final look for that one. I add a little twiddle on it as well just for extra effect, but I don't think I filmed myself. So on to the next one, I'm just going to get a green and just pop it on the tiny bit on the bottom, cure it, and another coat and cure it again. And then on the top bit, I'm just going to put the white all the way down. Now I don't know why I didn't just put white all over and then put the green. I don't know. I only thought of it afterwards. I was making them all up as I went along. So then I'm only going to put the No Cleanse top coat on the bottom bit, because this is where we're going to pop the chrome. So I'm going to rub a tiny bit of chrome into that area at the bottom, and then top coat it and cure it. And then with a black, I'm I'm just going to outline the top head of a cat. So I'm just going to do the outline of the head, and then doing a V shape, I can just create the shape of the eyes. And then I'm just going to start colouring that in as well around the eyes. And cure it, and then go back in for a second coat. Then I'm going to add the pupils, and you can actually see it looks more like a cat then. And then once that's cured, I'm going to just do the ears, and that's just easy little triangles in the corner. And then the tail, so I'm just drawing a line going up, and I'm just going to really fluff out a tail by doing lots of little strokes with the brush, and then making them smaller as I get towards the head of the cat. And cure that, and just go over it again, just to make it more opaque, and then just a little bit more, just to finish it off. I wanted to do a different type of tail rather than just a classic swirly leaf looking tail. Right, on to the next one. I'm just going to cover it all with a pale blue. Cure that for 30 seconds and then do a second coat. And then cure that for 30 seconds as well. And then the no cleanse top coat. Pop that all over and cure for a minute. And then it's ready for the chrome. So I'm just going to rub a bit of chrome in here. And all these different colours underneath give them a very slight different look once the chrome's on top. So once that one's done, I'm going to get some black. And I'm just going to start drawing a landscape. So that's just a little bit of a slopey hill. And then I'm drawing some gravestones. And this is with a really fine art brush. And I'm going to keep curing every now and then just to make sure it doesn't start to bleed and lose its shape of the nail art. And then with the trees are so easy to do. You just do lots of little wiggly lines. And the further out you get, the thinner the lines. And cure, and then just carry it on, adding more little branches and more little twigs, and then it just looks really effective really easily as well. And then I'm just going to do some tiny little grass, and then a random cross. And there's that one done, and that's such an easy one, but they look so detailed. Now for the last one, I'm just going to put white all over the nail. Cure that, and I didn't need a second coat for this one. And then I'm going to go in with a black and start drawing right from the one corner all the way out some lines to start creating a spider's web. And then I'm going to cure that and then go over them. And this is the same principle with the skull that we've done. The more layers we're going to put on top, the more raised that web is going to be. So it's going to become a 3D art. So I think I did about 5 layers. And then I'm doing the bits in between the strings of the web. And it's just the same, going over and over them, keep curing, going over them. And I think I did that about 5 times as well. And then with the top coat, I'm using a little brush to get into all the coats and that, so I don't flood them if I use the actual brush of the top coat. So it sort of holds its shape and keeps the raised bits raised. And then I can go in with the chrome once that's all cured. And I'm using a sponge just to make sure I can really get into the bits of the indents, and then use my finger to finally buff it all in. And then that is all of them done. I'm just going to top coat them all to finish off, and between each one I'm just going to wipe my brush on a bit of lint-free pad just to make sure there's no bits of that chrome glitter anywhere, because it seriously gets everywhere. And that is the final look. Thank you very much for watching. Like if you like and subscribe if you like. And if you do, I will see you in the next video. Bye!